All right, there's not much going on in the UFC this week, but one thing I do want to talk about is a future matchup that a lot of people have been discussing backwards and forwards. Will it ever happen? Who knows? But Alex Pereira versus Jon Jones is a highly debated fight that some of you guys have probably talked about, and people want to know who would win. Seems pretty clear on paper, but why don't we delve a little bit deeper, take a look at some of the details, and that's exactly what I've got for you today. So we're going to talk about three things, okay? The striking matchup on the feet, Alex Pereira's takedown defense, what that looks like, what that's looked like, and Jon Jones and his own grappling attacks. So we're going to start things here with Yuri and Alex. Obviously, this fight was mainly dictated at range initially. There were some good kick attempts from both guys. Alex was touching the calf, but Yuri was very good at timing his level changes under some of these shots of Alex. So as Alex sets up the combination right here, straight right, left hook, before the left hook even comes, Yuri has level changed, collecting that leg, and he's going to run him all the way to the fence. Now Alex, good balance on one leg, hammering away, just peppering with shots, trying to make it uncomfortable. And in this position as well, we see him attack this guillotine right here. We're about 2.5 minutes in, so Yuri actually kept him here for a while. We've got good strong posture on Alex. This is also going to lift Yuri up to stop the level change, but lovely high crotch, hands linked together, not something you see Yuri do every day. In this first round, this first round of this fight, you might not remember. Pretty much all Yuri with the grappling attack, some nice elbows from top. Alex does a good job getting to a hip here, going to base with the right arm, get the elbow to the mat. Obviously Yuri trying to stop this here with the wrist control, but it doesn't stop Alex from getting this knee down, brings the left leg through, and then from this position you can just build a base straight back up. Yuri really good with the wrist control though, and this is something we're going to talk about with Jon Jones, because that is key to Jon Jones's grappling offense. But Alex here rips the back of the neck. Let's look at that one more time. So one way Alex breaks from these clinch positions here, with his overhook, he'll turn it to wrap the back of the head like a tie clinch, and then use that to pull across and snap his head out at the same time. It works effectively quite often for him. When it came to striking success though, Yuri had a lot of it when he was close, tight, inside this left arm frame of Alex. There's a nice left hook, right hand comes up behind it as well, and just swinging in close, trying to stay tight, pulls the left hook here, and a lovely 1-2 over the top as well. But Alex is very good at wearing this punishment. Here Yuri's blitzing all the way across the cage again with the straight right that lands, pushes him to the fence, but this is the finishing sequence here. Alex rolls, just pulls out of the range of the right hand, still takes it, but in doing so loads this uppercut and comes back across, catches him with a right hook, the left hook behind it there puts him down. You might know that about Alex if you've watched him fight or watched any of his training videos. Loves to take his head off the center line and then come back with shots on the either side. You'll see that in training all the time, like a cobra, to the right, back with the uppercut, or off to the left, back with the left hook. It's what set up this position here. Yuri decides to shoot. Again, he's shooting a lot in this first fight. Like, his defense here isn't to strike back, it's to try and finish this takedown, and ultimately it's the commitment to the grappling that ends this fight, because you get these elbows here from Alex in this position. I mean, I don't even count how many of them there are. There's a lot of them. He just lands them non-stop, and that's what wins him the fight. All right, so we're going to take a look at Jon Jones versus Anthony Smith. In this fight, it was all Jon Jones as well. It's almost a massacre, really, but it's a good chance to look at what Jon does well. A lot of range battle in this fight as well, one that Jon was winning. Head kick here from Anthony. Tries to block it. Look, it looks like it's going to land, but Jon actually wraps this, carries it, continues to elevate. Look at Smith tried to dive out and he just chases all the way. I like the distance he covers into this shot. Jon here, key weapon for Jon, wrist control. We're going to talk about this a lot. He sets up so much of his takedowns with wrist control, offense with wrist control, and once he's got it as well, he just starts chucking these shoulder shots at Smith. He lands a lot of these through the fight. They're not nice to take. So Smith here as well, he's showing him this shell. Terrible idea against Jon, who's now got all the time in the world. Going to fake low into a spinning elbow. It doesn't really land super clean, but very creative. More wrist control, shoulder shots in this fight. I want to highlight some of this lead hand play. Smith trying to get involved, and Jon just pins the wrist to the side, relocks. I mean, he's very good if you want to play this game, Southpaw v Orthodox. Also good with the eye pokes from him, but he uses this to shoot, immediately catches the back of the legs because he's got these long arms, takes him to the fence here, and from here it's just more wrist control into these shoulder shots, or in this case, the wrist control pins the wrist down, so when he attaches the arm, he's pinned that underhooking arm in there, and then you can just scoop, lift, dump, finish another takedown. And from here, man, he was just crushing Smith. Like, Anthony Smith is in a terrible position. He can't breathe here. Jon's still using that wrist to control, just put his whole body over him, drop shots, break him down. I don't know why Anthony's looking at Herb here, but this is just a lovely trip as well from wrist control. Once again, with that right arm, he's got wrist control. And then Jon Jones is just sitting in these positions, chucking knees, completely breaking down Smith's posture everywhere. the illegal knee as well. You know, that happens. Let's talk about now Jan versus Alex. Jan Blachowicz had a lot of different tactics and did very well on the feet. If you watch my Pereira Ankalaev breakdown, Alex uses this lead leg to initiate a lot of attacks, and I think Jan was aware of this. As soon as this lead leg comes out in a lot of this fight, Jan is ready to level change right off it and start chasing these takedowns. And this is 10 seconds into the fight, right? This is what Jan wants to do. We've got to get the grappling going at least early. Alex has great takedown defense once again. He's wrapped the neck once again. He's got this huge posture. At heavyweight, he's going to be even bigger. Jan's trying to pull this leg, but he just can't. This gives Alex a chance to really frame his whole body, keep the back straight. Now starts to step out as well. Connects both hands to really attack this guillotine. And Jan is not going to be able to level change here. And Alex actually uses that to turn position. Now he gets a lot lower on the back of the knee. He's not as tight around the neck, which means Jan is able to get a little bit lower, and he's able to grab the back of this leg. And this, stripping from this low, where Alex doesn't have this tall posture, and pulls the leg out. This is how he gets the takedown. And it's a good finish there. And then Jan climbs on the back 2 minutes into the fight. Body triangle goes on for Jan, not good. And he starts to hunt this. Now we get to see a bit of the wrist hand fighting from Alex, which is really important if you're being rear naked choked as well. Grabs the correct top hand and manages to pull this away right here to stop this. And this is nasty, man. Like, we're 4 minutes of this. Alex has had to endure another rear naked choke attempt. The body triangle's back on. He's eating shots from this position, but he is surviving this attack. Now, Jan Blachowicz is no Jon Jones, but he did a really good job in this fight as well, reading the attacks from Alex. We saw the lead leg attack that Alex likes to use, something else he likes to use, the left hook, and as soon as he throws it, Jan's ducking under, and he's connected, almost connected the hands, but he's behind the legs, and it's a really deep, lovely takedown shot. Starts to shoot, but his back's to the fence here. Just frame and break away, and then we're seeing Alex dip off to the side, the uppercut, the lead hook, and again, the uppercut just misses. He's just pressures Jan over the course of this round. So the round actually ends with him on his back against the cage, taking right hands. It's a jab this time. Jan's going to slip to the outside, and then immediately use that to collect this lead leg once again, and he's going to try and pull this between his legs to attack this single leg. Now, Alex doesn't want this to happen, so he's got to take his foot to the outside, brings it out here, which is good, but then he brings it to the other side, which gives Jan this angle to just dump him down here and turn this way, which is, and again, another nice takedown from Jan. Now, Jan got, I think, 3 takedowns in that fight, which is quite a lot. That was a while ago, granted, but we know that Jon Jones watches footage like a madman, and he's going to be looking at all those entries, off the jab, off the lead hook, and off those lead leg kicks as well. Let's have a look at Jon versus DC2, okay? Right here, Dan catches a nice front kick, which we don't see many people try and take Jon down, but the balance of Jon is good. He even gets this high crotch position, but the hips come out. Nice uppercuts here from DC that send this gum shield just flying out of the mouth of Jon Jones. But Jon is so good at this distance, so Dan tries to meet him here with the lead hand play. Talked about this earlier. This is just an illusion for Jon though. He goes straight past it, grabs the wrist, again the wrist control, and he's going to pull this down to try and fire this left hand. Here Jon's going to hit a takedown on DC. Puts his head to the left hand side. He's got a right underhook. Jon's going to try and step with his right leg and turn at the same time. DC turns to meet his hips, but then Jon just takes him back the opposite direction. But look at DC's leg elevating straight to the knees, and we're straight back to the feet. I mean, I don't know if Pereira's got that good a takedown defense. DC definitely did in this fight, but he was still getting taken down by Jon Jones, and DC is one of the best wrestlers ever to compete in MMA. Dan's starting to shake and say, nah, that right hand misses, nah, Jon. Right hook there from DC to the body off the left. And there again, Jon trying to take him down. DC giving a little wave, no. Jon smiling, and there is the head kick, which he says no, but we know how this fight ends. And again, frame from Jon. DC just connecting, but there's just so much distance here. He's just going to fade. That left hook misses again. And here DC comes forward, tries to pressure. Straight jab to the body. Brings the hands down from DC. And then once again here, moves forward, little touch of the lead hand, and then just immediately fires it right here. You got to watch the body language of DC, man. He just thinks it's a body kick, man, and it's just not. Goes low, right up high, smash. And that's it, man. And then after that, man, Jon Jones is just coming forward. DC falls down, and he just gets smashed to pieces with honestly some of the nastiest ground and pound I've ever seen. I mean, these are just brutal shots. Let's talk about the first fight of Ankalaev. Obviously, Ankalaev put on a much better performance than the second fight, but he's similar to Jon. Rangy, has kicks, and will shoot takedowns. Here's a double leg attempt right at the start of this fight. Off the lead leg kick as well, which we mentioned earlier. Jon's going to be looking out for this stuff. Moves forward, looks like he's going to load this right hand. Hands come up from Alex, but that's just a little touch so he can level change and start attacking the legs. Grabs the right to the back of the hips, locked up here, below the knee, throws out this jab and he brings this right leg forward like he's going to throw a kick, doesn't fully commit. Ankalaev completely takes advantage of this. Right hand and then the left hook right behind it absolutely catches Alex unawares, starts chasing him down. Now obviously he survives, clinches up nicely. And Ankalaev, man, he was doing some good setups for here. Here's the left hook. Ankalaev's going to level change underneath it, attack the legs. Hands behind both legs here. Alex hasn't even got any underhooks, hasn't got the hips engaged, nothing here, completely taken awares. But look at him shoot the legs from here back here. So he's chucking his hips backwards with the legs, going to give him much more base. He's now going to overhook here. And he's going to start to try and defend this takedown. This wrist control position here again, that's what we talked about with Jon. Alex uses the wrist control, and once again, the back of the head, the back of the neck, 2 points of control to rip and turn. And it works. It works again right there. The question is, will it work against Jon when this wrist control is going to be really important in these positions? If it's a key for Jon to set up takedowns and a key for Alex's escape, then it's going to be an important position if we ever see the fight. And of course, we know what happened in the rematch, right? 1 minute in, Ankalaev has been pressured along the fence and Alex just catches him with this big overhand right. Ankalaev is trying to counter hook off the left side. Low shot, Alex gets the hips and the legs back beautifully. And then he just puts himself in like this half guard position. Ankalaev is knee shielding, but there's nothing stopping the ground and pound. Brutal finish from Alex, really. Ankalaev does nothing that he did in the first fight, so who knows? Got to talk about Jon Jones's last performance as well against Garn, and he showed in this one as well. He will be reactive off these takedowns when he sees ways to do it. And one of the first things Garn does is throw a lead leg kick, just like Alex, and Jon immediately catches and tries to take him down. He even pushes this right hand. Oh, it's so close. Just misses the face, doesn't get the takedown. Cyril actually frames and pushes out, which is nice. We're only 60 seconds in, you know, so, but this is literally the first straight punch he throws from his rear hand, and Jon reads it, slips it, and he gets a takedown. Boom. No, he doesn't get the takedown, but he gets his hands locked. But when you've got Jon Jones and you're just, oh, like that doesn't look like much. Jon's got this control, just drops, just chucks him forward. Garn ends up completely flat on the ground, face first. And then Jon starts to control and lock down and use all these tricks, you know, going to scoop this leg, trap it underneath here. He's also going to grab the back ankle and pull it across so he can flatten him out and then just walk himself into mount. And yeah, right hand comes through here to get the left behind the neck. And all he has to do is join this hand. This right hand goes first, then the choke hand, and then he joins them. And that's it. All right, guys. So like I said, I don't know if this fight is ever going to happen, but there's a little look at it, right? A lot of Alex's attacks that he probes with, like his jab and his lead kick, I'm sure Jon Jones will be looking to set up takedowns off of. I really don't have a definitive answer for you other than what I think would happen, which is I think Jon Jones would find that takedown eventually. I think his wrist control is too good against Alex against the cage, and I think he'll suffocate and grab as long as he can level change low enough and Alex doesn't trap him in the position, because really a lot of that takedown defense from Alex is wrapping the neck and things like that. But I want to know what you guys think. I hope you just enjoyed this, taking a look back at some of the sequences these guys have been in as well, and hope you enjoyed it. Gonna do JDM versus Islam Makhachev coming up next week as well, so stay tuned for that. But give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below who wins. You know, I'm pretty sure most of you already have an answer. And thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning into the breakdown.